Hi guys, so let's now take a look at how banks will go about communicating with their customers. Okay, so firstly and most obviously, we've got branch banking. Now this physical place is of course where the customer will actually visit, carry out a variety of banking transactions. They may go to use the actual ATM, the cash machine, or alternatively they may go to actually pay in a cheque to the cashier working in the bank. Alternatively, they could be applying for a mortgage or seeking mortgage advice or loan advice from the bank about their products. Alternatively, they may be opening new savings products and so on. Okay, so this is good for the bank in terms of actually building a relationship with the customer. That can build trust and brand loyalty, of course. It's also face-to-face advice, and people quite like receiving face-to-face advice. Often it's perceived as more trustworthy. Okay, and there's likely to be increased consumer confidence as a direct result of this, okay, that they really understand the banking products that they are taking on, perhaps, okay. The disadvantages, though, very obviously, the need to travel, okay, limited opening hours, that it's likely to be open 9 to 5, something like that, and there can be long queues, of course. With other services like mortgage advice and so on, you're likely to have to actually apply for an appointment and get that appointment organised, okay. Moving on, online banking. So online banking uses the internet to provide banking transactions, okay, and carry out those transactions. It's a 24-hour, 7 days a week service. It's enormously convenient, gives you privacy. You're in your own home and actually conducting whatever you're doing online, whether it's making payments, whether it's simply checking your balance, and so on. But it can take time to set up. So it can take up to sort of 10 days to actually get your account all set up online so you can log in. There's also the fact that you can't actually withdraw cash, you can't pay in cheques, and therefore there are limited facilities. But some people, of course, perceive a lot of risk with regard to internet banking, the risk of fraud or cyber security issues. Okay, then we've got telephone banking, not so commonly used now, of course, because online banking, mobile banking has really replaced telephone banking. But this is just carrying out transactions over the phone, of course. It's convenient, it's a basic service, okay, there's no charges. Okay, but if you're talking to someone, there's likely to be limited hours and limited opening. Alternatively, if you've got an automated service, that can be so annoying, of course. All right, so then we've got fraud, or the potential for fraud or identity theft, that someone may actually overhear you talking into the phone and providing such details, perhaps. Okay, next up, mobile banking. Well, this is use of mobile devices to actually conduct financial transactions, of course. It's convenient, it's 24/7 availability. Once again, there's no charges, okay, but you know, you're going to have to download the specific app unless you do it on the browser, but the apps are often far more convenient to use. And there can be a higher security risk in terms of actually utilising mobile banking applications, okay. Right, next up, and our final one, is postal banking. Well, few people actually do this now, but if you bank with an online bank and only a digital bank, then you're likely to need to use this if you need to pay in a cheque. Okay, so this is the use of the postal service to carry out financial transactions. It's a very traditional method, so it might well be utilised by those of the older generation far more than youngsters who are far more accustomed to doing things on their mobile platforms and so on. No technology is needed, so that can be an advantage to a user group which isn't necessarily going to be too adept at using technology. Snail mail. Okay, it's going to be slow, isn't it? Okay, it's going to take some time, and then there's the risk of lost post. Right, guys, we've done that. Okay, let's move it on then. Look forward to